Welcome back. I'll be covering my preferred build for Barb PvP, and I'm running Sprint, Undying Rage, Furious Charge, Wrath of the Berserker, and Lacerate. There are some options for a couple of essences here, but I'll go through them first. Lasting Hate, Tracker's Rage, Broken Grasp, Screaming Fury, Rending Bite, and Broken Soul. The helm is going to give you Wrath of the Berserker duration increase, and you could potentially run Berserker Sanity, which will dispel a CC. However, I find the increased duration more effective. The particular bracket that I play in is loaded with Necros and other Barbs, and typically if I dispel CC, I just get CC'd again. The Trembling, Undying Rage increases your movement speed. Also, again, just don't find it quite as effective as this one. And this extended duration also gives you the option to kind of pop Wrath of the Berserker preemptively, and then jump on a target with Charge, which pairs well with the chest piece, increased damage after activating Furious Charge. So this kind of allows you to charge into something, have some burst damage, and not have to be pressing other buttons. You can essentially charge and immediately go into auto attacking. So works well. The shoulders really are only tank piece. Sprint increases your dodge chance. You could use other options here, reduce Wrath of the Berserker cooldown, or possibly even Wrath of the Berserker reducing movement speed, but in my experience, the extra dodge chance really adds to your tankiness, which is amazing for standing in the objective circle, especially in Phase 2. You could just stand there and tank 3 or 4 players, let them blow cooldowns, or even chip through their own health, proc their cheat deaths, while waiting for your team to kind of reinforce you. Very effective. The pants cause Furious Charge to be targetable to a location, damage and knock enemies up into the air. It also gives you an extra charge. Important to note that the Furious Charge does not need to target an enemy, so you can use it as a mobility tool as well, as an escape or to chase somebody down potentially. The main hand really the only option, but adds a bleed effect to Lacerate, and the offhand Wrath of the Berserker now increases critical hit chance instead of attack speed, again just kind of adding to the burstiness of the build. Charging in, going for a kill or two, getting out, and then you have some tankiness with the shoulders and just the innate abilities like Undying Rage or Cheat Death to kind of get in and just soak damage while waiting for your team, or just prolong that idol or guardian from moving along. In regards to set pieces, I'm using 4-piece Vithus and 2-piece Shal'baas. Another option is 2-piece Mountainback. However, in my personal experience, I find that if I'm going to be taking massive amounts of damage, the shield just isn't enough. So if I'm in the objective circle or something to that effect, the shield just doesn't keep up with the damage I'm taking, and I find the Shal'baas a little more effective of maybe taking another enemy target with me, or bursting a player in a 1v1 if you jump on them with well-timed charge or anything like that. So get you some gameplay here. Alright, we have a game on defense here that'll get started. And I'll make really liberal use of Sprint for the mobility, but keep in mind that it does proc the 4-piece Vithus. So there will be times where I pop it even when I'm not moving around, and I'm just trying to answer why I would be doing that for people. And there may be times where I don't use it ahead of time to kind of save it for that situation. So I'm going to get on these two guys here, proc both of their cheat deaths, and follow up on the Demon Hunter here, because he most likely does more damage to the Guardian. Do manage one kill there, and have them retreat. I imagine they're going to get this down to the next push here. They got a Necro snuck his way in. Might be able to drop him before he does any more damage to it, although it's only at 1%. But at least probably give us one free kill for whoever comes to finish it. In this case, this Barb. So we've got 6 kills going into the next phase, not terrible. See if we can pick off. Don't want to jump on a Barb right there. Get better positioning here. Just kind of stun that Barb there. Because there's a decent kind of choke in the doorway there. Let's see what's going on here. Clear that out. Deal with that guy for a second. That idol not moving because we've got guys sitting in it. See if we can finish him off, and we can. Gotta wait for some cooldowns here. I'm just gonna pop this globe. Unsure if my teammate needed it there, but he started going the other way. I'm gonna get back into the mix with Berserker Rage. Just kind of tanking here. Got 5 or 6 of them on me. I can't even tell, but just not allowing them to push. Obviously no chance that I make it out of there, but just preventing that idol from moving. And if you do that repeatedly, one, your teammates could come in and kind of help you or get some kills as they follow up. And two, if you do it enough times, the idol, you can prevent it enough from moving forward, at least dramatically, and getting to the end. So get on that big clump again and get my ult out for some damage here. I am getting a couple kills this time. Probably have proc cheat death on at least a couple of them, I would hope. I've got my Wrath of the Undying, so that'll make me more tanky. Still 3 more of them, even though 2 have gone down, but we've managed 3 kills at this point. 4 kills. Now we'll go back in. I will bandage if possible. Just dodging their rezzers. So as you can see, just absolute, almost unfair how tanky Barb is in the current game. Probably could use some severe balancing changes. Really susceptible to CC, but honestly the tankiness, at least at my gear levels, just outweighs it. Minimal buttons that need to be hit, since Wrath of the Undying procs on its own. Wrath of the Berserker is, a 30-second cooldown, and Sprint you just kind of pop when it comes up. It's really like you're aiming Furious Charge and choosing whether or not to auto. So very simplistic gameplay. I could easily be picked up relatively quickly. However, the performance certainly does vary based on your gear level. At lower gear levels, you can still have the Wrath of the Undying and some tankiness to it, but you don't have the sheer damage to just kind of drop people while doing so. This class, in my opinion, probably scales better than any other class in the game for PvP. And I mean, again, just charge in, which is essentially my 1cc, and just drop people during that charge with auto attacks. So get on the back line here, dodge the necro, get back in. My team is there, so I'm just going to kind of clear up myself and head to the other side. We only need about 17 more kills. Guy coming here, I'll dodge that. Gonna go back the other way, lead him towards my team. He takes the bait, so now I got an entire team on him, and I'll come over and work on these guys, see what we can do. Got feared off there, but there's 1 cheat death. Here's my cheat death, and just standing in the circle almost, for almost the whole time there, and just taking all their damage, and my team is able to kind of get here and clean up. It's just super strong. I can't say it enough. Incredibly powerful. In my opinion, easily the best class at this point. Again, from a whale perspective. I Wrath the Undying off, and I can follow up the other guy's stun with the stun of my own to stun all 4, and again stun all 4. I will finally go down. However, the circle is not advancing, and I will res up in plenty of time to get back and stand in it again. Ideally, I'll wait for my Wrath of the Undying, but I might poke my head in there early and see if it comes up. Actually, my team has cleared them out. I'm going to charge this guy back here, who's coming from behind, and he'll go down. And we'll wrap up the last few kills here. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. I will be covering Barb as free to play. This is something that I've really kind of learned a valuable lesson on from the Crusader series, and the feedback was that some of the builds and skills from Crusader perspective weren't great for everybody, and that has to do with the way that they scale. So I'm going to cover Barb with my free to play character as well, so that you can kind of see more of the spectrum as to what's effective depending where you are. So again, hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.